So the nice thing about the internet, it's a lot like the Playhouse because people just argue about stupid stuff. And this one, get a little bit of attention. Here's a dumb debate for you. If you are a single person and your heart is broken, you need love advice, you're struggling in relationships, who are you going to run to for relationship advice? Would you go run into another single friend, or would you go to a married or committed friend, somebody that's in a relationship? Which one would you go to?
So this is hard. Am I looking for advice on getting back into the dating game? Or am I looking for advice on just like any relationship problem?
Well, and you know what? I think you're probably going to give that's the wisest answer because it's probably a situational thing. Like, what is the thing that you need advice on? Some might be better equipped. And that's kind of the arguments that people are taking. But a lot of people are also pointing out while you might by default be like, oh, they're married. They probably know what's going on. Let's be honest. Not everybody that's married is in a happy or successful marriage,
true.
really. So, you might be running into somebody that's like, listen, I don't know. Do you want to be like this?
I think for if it's like relationship, not problems, but relationship advice and just starting dating and how things are going, I would probably go to someone married. But if I need help I haven't been on Tinder in so many years. What's the dating game like?
They probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, hopefully a married person doesn't know. I'm going to my single friends.
Well, let me tell you about that Ashley Madison. You know what? Probably should not be asking you for advice.
Exactly.
Bad person. Who do you think gives the better advice?
I think married friends because they've been in it longer. I mean, not that everybody who's married has a healthy relationship, but to me, for my money, I'm going to my married friends. They're the ones who've had to negotiate all the ups and downs. I think they know, what it takes to make a relationship last.
And that is the dumb debate this morning. Who gives the better relationship advice, your married and committed friends or your single friends? And already a lot of people making some good arguments, one side or the other.
Yeah, someone said married people give better advice. Single people, they're nuts. I would not trust them with even non-romantic advice. Someone said, I think it would make sense for the person that dated a bunch of people, then found the right one. As long as it's a happy marriage, I think they would be giving the best advice.
You're struggle busting it up. Your love life is in shambles. It's just a mess. Who you going to, your single friend or maybe your married friend?
I mean, whenever I need advice, I go to my single friends. I feel like they're going to be real with me. They're still more open-minded. Married people, they get kind of set in their ways.
You're struggling, love life is a mess, you're going to those single friends or the married friends for advice. Call or text 237-HITS. Dumb debate for you, the 194 Morning Playhouse, Zero and Amy K. If you were in a mess in your love life, who you run into? Who do you think gives the better advice, your married/committed friends or your single friends? And then why? The why is the important thing. A lot of people are giving us some good arguments, though.
Someone said single. People in relationships tend to give advice that would just justify them and their actions in their own relationship. Another person said, I give great advice, and I've been single for 8 years. Another person said, it doesn't matter relationship status. Get advice from people you trust. And another one for single people. Dating has changed a lot in the past few years. I've been married. I've never even used a dating app in my life. I wouldn't know what to do, so I would say a single person.
I think the reality of it is you should probably mirror somebody that is in like a similar boat as you. If you're out there and you're seeing a lot of people, talk to somebody that's doing the same thing. If you've been married for several years, talk to somebody else that's been married for several years. Like, you're probably going to get things that relate better to your life from somebody that's living a similar road than you currently are. I think that's the real answer.
That's why I think it depends on the advice you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Am I looking how to be single after I just had my heart broken? Because then, yeah, I'm going to a single friend.
Or the bar.
Well, that too. That's probably what their advice would be.
You got something, a good argument one way or the other? You thinking it is better single or married advice?
I got to go with the married friends because they are in the thick of it. So I think that they're the most honest because they've got skin in the game. They're married. So I think that they give good advice on like how to connect with people beyond like technology. So I would like to go back to them. So they give more like concrete, livable like advice for, finding your mate, keeping your mate, and surviving the relationship, even through the bumps in the road.
Gotcha. Thank you. Married or single? Who gives the better advice?
If you want honest advice, I go to my married friends because they've been through the gamut. They've experienced a lot. Their edges have been worn down for the better, and they know how to how to give advice in a level-headed way. People that are together know how to coexist, and I think that's really important. And I feel like single people haven't really mastered that yet, or maybe they just haven't found the person to do it with. But I feel like there's a lot to learn from those that do.
Yeah, I mean, if they're in something good, you're assuming that things are good behind the curtain.
Yeah, someone did say single people usually aren't blinded by emotions, so they can be more calculative and give better advice. But someone else said, I think it's logic. If you want to build a brick wall, you would ask a bricklayer. If you want to discuss hair, ask a hairdresser. If you want to build a healthy relationship, ask a married friend in a healthy relationship.
Somebody on Facebook gave a pretty good one where it's like, you know what, go for someone that already has what you want. And he says, for example, would you ask someone that's never around children parenting advice? Make sure that they've lived the life that you want to lead. That makes some sense to me.
That is true. I think that's what it's depending what you're looking for.